think that's because they got the power to do that. And we mad, we got to come together and have the power to change.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Black Vigilant Podcast. I'm Twosignmilli. I'm here with Bigg, Meko, and C. It's going to be our panel for this evening. And this evening, we will be discussing the fallout of what occurred within the last week with Kanye West. It's been a big topic, and tonight we're going to address it. How's everybody doing tonight?
Cool.
All right, so being what we're going to discuss today.
Everybody can hear us though. My bad, man. Everybody can hear us, right?
I can hear you.
All right, so being this is a big topic, and it's been something that people have been discussing for probably the last week, and probably will be discussing going into the next month. There's a lot of things to touch, a lot of things to unpack. So first, Bigg, attack it, bro. Attack it. What do you think about what he said and what's happening to him because of it?
See, I stand with Ye though. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm still Team Ye right now to this day, man. Like, cause when you talk about them other people, I mean, you know the results we get when we talk about and the thing with black people, we go against each other so fast. The internet is crazy, man. It's a crazy world out there these days, cause the internet just as soon as your favorite artist says something about, oh well, we attacking Kanye West and this, that, and third, why he didn't apologize to George Floyd family and everything. Like, listen, I'm a black man too, but why is it just about George Floyd? All of us, we shit happening in the hood every day. Like, why we just stuck on George Floyd all day long? Like, that shit happens every day to us. Cops been killing us. That shit ain't just start.
I feel you. I feel you on that note. But at the same time, not even but at the same time, what is Kanye West? It's like, what is his stance? He all over the place. So one day you know what I mean? He talking about the Jewish thing or whatever, which is that's been like that. That's what it is. If we want to change that, we got to come together to change that. Kanye West can't. That's been happening. You know what I'm saying? With the
I feel like that's
anti-Semitic thing, that's because they got the power to do that. And we mad, we got to come together and have the power to change. Or if somebody say something about us, we have the power to boycott them and whatever the case may be, then that will happen. But we don't got that power. So what he been saying about the Jewish thing, that always been happening. And then the George Floyd thing, you know, my problem is that why is it everything so extreme? I agree with Kanye West on a lot of things, but some things I don't agree on. We don't gotta everybody don't gotta be so extreme. You know what I'm saying? So with the George Floyd thing, I feel like this everybody jumping on the Black Lives Matter thing like that lady wasn't supposed to make money. She's supposed to be broke. The people who made that white lady that made the pink ribbon for Canada for cancer, she rich. She live in a mansion. Ain't nobody saying, yo, where she get her money from? What's she doing with her money? Because these white people know that this is a capitalist society and you're supposed to make money. But it seems like we just supposed to be broke. We got to be poor, righteous teachers. Come on. So you know what I mean? So it's the extreme. So everybody got to check under our hood. And with the George Floyd thing, yeah, that happens in the hood a lot, but that changed a lot of things around the world. It changed perception. So we can't just go against that.
But that's what I'm saying though. See, but why though? Like, the perception should have been changed though. Like,
no,
why
but
it
what I'm
had
saying,
to I'm not saying like hold up, like RIP to him and everything. Like, I'm not against the man or nothing, but I'm just saying like what made it so like why it had to be so everything go viral. Any little bullshit these days go viral, man. Like shit just gotta
I'm saying because that
stop,
was the
dude.
catalyst. Just like when we seen the police whooping on the homeboy from I forgot his name from California when he beat up in the 90s. That was the catalyst for a spark of change for as long as it happened. So that's what you refer back to. That was the catalyst. If it wasn't for
But what
that,
changed?
then it wasn't when the people allowed these statues and monuments to still be. I live in Richmond, so if it wasn't for that and Black Lives Matter, I would still have to be driving by big ass statues of these motherfuckers who no one didn't want me, still wanted me in bondage. So just for that,
Facts,
that these
facts.
that I live in a state that all the marches, all the things couldn't get these statues down. But when motherfuckers came out in the streets in millions, them statues went down. So for that, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd, they can have it all just for that. Just so I don't have to explain to my child who the fuck is Stonewall Jackson and why the fuck he got a big ass monument in the middle of the street.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in up in this, right, and because I've been having offline discussions in regards to all of this. So I'm gonna hit your point about the statues, and I will say that actually was not Black Lives Matter that got that done. It was the local people involved with the thing that happened with Black Lives Matter. They were a infiltrating group that was latching on to the movements and the protests and the marches that the people in the local community were already having on their own.
No,
There was a
hold on,
young brother,
hold on. I'll cut you off. Them statues didn't come down to the Black Lives Matter.
but
These
it
statues been
wasn't
there for
them.
50, 100 years, and they couldn't get them down.
What I'm saying
So
though is it
at the
wasn't
time,
the
they was
organization,
protesting about it, but them shits was not coming
but
down
it
immediately.
wasn't the organization. It was the people. Just like the young brother in St.
But
Louis
what made
who
the people come out in the street?
exposed,
What made the people come out in the street? They didn't just wake up and come out in the street.
but it
What was
wasn't
the
it
shit that made the people come out and
but
riot?
it wasn't Black Lives Matter, the
But
organization.
listen, why couldn't it been? When else
It
was it?
wasn't.
Where
It
was it
was the
at?
people.
It wasn't COVID. It wasn't COVID because COVID would have had you in the street.
It was the people though, bro.
So I'm not
I
talking
don't think
about
you
Black
hearing
Lives
me though.
Matter, but I'm just saying like we gotta stop and actually say what happened. Yeah, we would get a bunch of and that happened, but things happened because of that.
But
Now
it
we don't
wasn't
gotta stop and
because
say,
Like
and we don't gotta stop and be like, yo, Black Lives Matter is like that's some negative thing or that was some infiltration. That shit was a group just like Kansas,
no,
just like
you should sit there and
yeah, but
you should sit
you're
there
not
and
hearing
act
me.
like
But you're not hearing what I'm saying though. What I'm saying is it was the actions of the people who live there, not the Black Lives Matter organization.
we don't
And the
have the
young brother,
organization. I listen what I'm trying to say again. The organization. No, listen, brother. I'm not. The organization is like the store. You can work for a corporation. That don't mean that you are part of that corporation. You just work for it. That's just like a symbol. Like so. Everybody that was on the street don't have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter, but that was the catalyst. That was what you could name. That's was something that people a front or something that you could say
the
this
the
is a slogan.
yeah,
So
but that's separate.
don't nobody in the organization.
But that's
Nobody in
separate.
the organization. They have to profit it. But that thing right there through COVID started a movement and things changed. I don't care about the organization and how they profited and what of that because people profit off of everything every day. That has nothing to do with me. So and because they profited, I'm not gonna be sidetracked and be like, yo, I wasn't a part of that. That's evil or that's whatever. That's what it was. But it still was a spark. And we can't take that away from them.
But what you're
If
speaking
we take that
about,
away from them, then we saying, yo, we seeing that the things that did change would have changed on its own. And it wouldn't have. Because it didn't. Because we have all the papers. We have all these organizations
Where are we now then? Where are we now then?
From something that got the world woken up, and it was the perfect time because again, what we not forgetting about is, all right, Black Lives Matter might have the old thing. It was a lot of things. It was Trump. It was a bunch of shit. But we got to move on from that and continue and take the positive things and move on from it and not go back to be like, yo, and be like, now we're anti-Black Lives Matter because it's some organization. What the type of shit is that?
There was people against it from the beginning, though. And there was a young brother, when it triggered in St. Louis was when it popped up. And the young brother who was in St. Louis, who's dead now, who died and was murdered, found dead, burnt in his car after speaking about it, who's dead, was the first people to speak out against them and said that it was the people in St. Louis who was on the ground doing the work before they even got there. And when they came, they took over. And after that young brother spoke out about it, he was found dead.
But hold on, brother. There was a few activists. There was the Ferguson thing that wound up dead. So we can get into that. But we say that. So all right. So on that note, so we say that there's some type of COINTELPRO organization.
Facts.
So okay. So if that is the fact, that's something to build on. But where's the evidence? Because again, where's the evidence of that?
The people. But you're seeing it. But you're seeing it. But you're seeing it.
What I was saying is this: I'm not denying none of that and saying that that's not fact. But what I will say is that I'm gonna trust my sister before I trust anybody saying anything. And if the sister made some money about it, good for her.
Now,
Some money is gonna be made.
but we're not talking about the money though.
Like how we got on to talk about us when the Jewish people run off with the bag, nobody say shit.
But that's what's happening with Kanye right now.
Yeah, right.
What is he saying? He said,
What?
What is he saying? Let me tell you about Kanye West.
But what is he saying? What is he saying wrong? Hold on. See, what is he saying wrong?
Hold on. 6 months ago, when he did his first Drake Champ interview, he wanted to appear to the Jewish people. He wanted to say that he's not who all these fucking high designers at, and it's just me and so-and-so in the room. So Kanye West might blow me. It's like one day you want to be compared to these Jewish motherfuckers that control the room and puff up their chest and be like, yeah, only person that was in the room was me and these two other white motherfuckers that we know that existed. And of course, 9 times out of 10 they was Jewish. But now when you don't get your way, some shit's happening. Now it's that. But 6 months ago, you was bigger than Jay-Z. You was the only billionaire. And you in the room with these. Fuck out of here.
So I think what's happening though is we're confusing what he's speaking about, because what he's speaking about, regardless of what was happening, doesn't change the fact that the information he's putting out there is something that has happened. That's something that's going on. So if we remove him and just take in and digest. Yeah. So once again. And once again, Nick Cannon had a conversation with someone that they hated, right? And was saying what he was saying. They say that whenever black people say we are the original people and we're from the tribe, you know what they say? Oh, that's black Hebrew Israelite rhetoric. You know what they call? Do you know what they call the Ethiopians? And I presented this question to someone from the background. Do you know what they call the Ethiopians? I said, hey, let's ask some Ethiopians how they feel about this. They call the Ethiopians Beta Israel. So if you're calling them beta, then who are you?
If you on the beta, you on what?
They call them beta Israel. So if they're beta, who are you? So who are they then? Are they alpha? Are they the omega? If the East African people of that faith is called beta, who are they? Right? So continuing on to what you were saying about him saying whatever he was saying 6 months ago, right? But it's beyond 6 months ago because the brother has been like that from day one. If you go and listen to a lot of his music, even if you go and listen to the song, Can't Tell Me Nothing. What are the lyrics? Wait till I get my money right, then you can't tell me nothing, right?
He was warning you 10 years ago.
If you listened 10 years ago, go listen to Dark Twisted Fantasy.
No, I feel you on that, but
So if a person has been telling you consistently throughout the years who they are, what they about, when they arrive and they're here and they're still on that, you gotta listen to them. You can't say, hey, that person's crazy.
again, he got a lot of valid points, but he all over the place with it. And then going back to the internet thing, because when we first started this, we said that someone said that the internet is what it is, or like But sometimes that's not crazy because Kanye West, he got the people behind his back. Listen, Kanye West, but then he want to play to the internet. Kanye West and Charleston White is the same person. And again, I even fuck with Charleston White on the things that he say.
Nah, I don't like that dude at all.
You understand what I'm saying?
I don't like that dude at one bit.
I feel like they're two different people though.
Not one bit.
They ain't the same.
Nah.
I fuck with Charleston White a little bit because a lot of his things to say about the gang culture, that shit is real. This shit is just right like that. He might come off all over but the shit be right like that. And that's no disrespect to any of the gang culture because he talks about California gang culture. So, he might exact on that. But going back to Kanye West, again, Kanye West can do a lot of things to strengthen his point. All he has to do is go back to the people. Because when it's getting fucked up, that's what everybody do. They go back to the people. But once he gets where he want to be, then he has to keep other than. Because, again, going with Gap is cool because Gap is an affordable brand. So you can say to yourself, damn, Kanye West going with Gap. Gap always been affordable. If I can make it a little fashionable, that's cool. I can take my kids to the Gap and get some Kanye West design. But him fucking with Balenciaga and all that shit, that's him and his ego. Who the fuck is
But once again, exactly, that's fashion. That's high-end fashion.
He is fashion. He don't gotta get into fashion. His fucking his Nike is still one of the highest fucking resale Nike fucking.
But see, here's the thing about that.
He wants them to say that he's fashion. We already telling him he's fashion.
But it's beyond that because once again, now what you're speaking on is about doing business, right? And so when you're doing business like that, that's the problem and why he yelled at and was like, Sway, you don't have the answers, right? Because Sway was telling him, yo, why don't you go do it on your own? But he did not have the information or know-how that he wanted to go do that. So what did he do? He went to Nike, he went to Adidas, he went to Gap, he went to Balenciaga, he went to these places that are that are already established in these industries to get the information. He got the information. If you listen to him speak, he got the information and tried to do better deals with them, and they were telling him, nah. So this is why we arrived to the place that we're at now. Just like that Drink Champs interview you mentioned, he was talking about issues, these same issues during that interview. These same issues that he's talking about now, he was speaking about it then. Now,
but this the difference for me, or I would say is that again, he been in these rooms. Maybe 10 years ago when he was on the Sway interview when he needed them people, but now he don't really need it. Especially with this internet age in the way he wanna be accepted by them. So he don't want to be other than Balenciaga. He want to be part of Balenciaga. But then but brother again, you can get all the information again. I don't know what I was watching. I don't know who I was watching, but it says it's damn near impossible to destroy the system from inside.
that was Rizza Islam.
Like you said, and that's what you're supposed to do. And
That was Rizza Islam.
but a lot of times you think that you're going to destroy the will from inside.
Oh, babe, you okay?
Nah, you got to break the will from outside of you. Or build your own will with information.
But that's the point. You gotta know. You gotta understand that first. You gotta know and understand that first. And obviously the brother didn't know and understand that. This is why he went and did those deals. Now that he's got, if I'm in a position I don't know, right? And I go to the people that have the information, I get the information, even though I got the talent, and I'm telling them, hey, I'm bringing my talents to you. Look what we could do. And y'all like, nah. We want what you got, but we don't want to incorporate you into this really, right? So this is what he had to do, because if anybody, yeah, and so look what you see now. Look what you see now. All those deals, like they're saying, oh, the media's putting out there that, oh, this deal is happening, that deal is happening. But if you listen to that interview, he said he was already done with them. And that Adidas was the last one that he really needs to get away from.
But see, even though not getting away from, right, you would think, right, that he would finish with all the fuck business that he already took place with record deals. That he would have been more inclined to be more sharper with merchandising deals.
Different industry though. Different industry.
When you want to appease somebody, you probably not looking at the bottom line.
Oh, either that or you got to get in, right? You got to get in. So a lot of times when you trying to get in, you'll play along. You play along. It's the spook that sat by the door spectrum. You know what I'm saying? When you the spook, what do? You play along till you get in, and then you fucking show your ass.
So on that note, that's right. On that note, then so the question should be now, what you think that he's gonna do now that he's out?
That's the part we gotta see. That's the part we gotta wait and see. Because if you listen, what he said about the sneakers, right? He said, yo, I didn't want the Yeezys to be sold at that price point, but that was Adidas selling the Yeezys at that price point. He didn't want his clothes to be a certain way at the Gap, but it was the Gap who did whatever they did when it came to his clothing. So that's the point of all this happening. He was saying that, listen, I'm doing this stuff, I'm designing this stuff, but I don't have control to how it's given to the people.
You remember my man? He was very he did what nobody like that would have did. But they were $10 billion. They had ran up $10 billion.
Y'all gets out.
Why does it say stream?
Going with the background is gonna come with it. I don't know nobody that would have did it. It would have been done already. Nobody would have put in that position before. So you can't say
No. You absolutely right. You absolutely right. I'm not speaking. I can't because I'm not in that position. But at the same time, I'm saying this. Now that he is free and all those things is happening, what's next?
that's why he might need
Well,
folks like us. He need to be around the real.
and we gotta see why play out.
But if you listen, who he talked to, he's talking to them because he mentioned Claude Anderson, who's one of the biggest advocates in black economic structure. If you listen to Claude Anderson structures, he says all the stuff that Kanye's done with him getting the farm, with him getting the school.
But let me just say something. Let me say something about that. See, he sees the George Floyd shit, piss people off, then he comes back to Floyd is. Because he don't know who fucking Floyd is.
All right, so here's the thing about George Floyd. Here's the thing about George Floyd, right? And one of the reasons why I think the family dropped their lawsuit. He donated $2 million to George Floyd's daughter and paid for her college tuition. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that.
Again, I absolutely believe that. I can believe that he did a lot of things behind the scenes. But that shit was just straight.
That's it.
On the truth, what happened, and they didn't want that to be.
Because if you listen to what he said and people are taking this out of context, he didn't say.
Let's hold up, y'all. Hold up. Why are we mad at Kanye for just speaking his opinion, right? But nobody went and spoke for Candace Owens.
No, I was just ready to say that. No, because again, I was just ready to say that. That was Candace Owens talking for him. You understand? So we mad at Kanye because and even with Candace Owens, I don't agree with a lot of what she say, but she had a lot of valid points. But we blow up off to the side. So when Kanye West says, "Hey, yo, come on, dog, don't do it like that."
It's going on, but why is that though?
Because he's Kanye West.
Well, I don't think it's that. I think the whole Candace Owens thing is her overall aesthetics. She's looked at as a black woman who hates herself, right? Because she's married. Her husband is a big, wealthy European cat. So, yeah, it is. Yeah. He's like a lord or something in Europe. He's like big time, bro. He's like big time. That's what I'm saying. This is why we write her off. Because we feel like with Candace Owens, she hates herself. As a black woman, she says she comes off a certain way. She hates where she came from.
But then again, too, Ryan, you know what I'm saying? All right, he could have said, even if he would have said, yo, I don't believe that homeboy never done him like that, he had to put the spitting on me.
But, hold on.
Listen, he was running his mouth about some real shit and with the talking too much.
But that's what isn't that what you want to hear though?
Yo, you want to hear it? Just like Nora.
Listen, but here's the thing.
He should have never backtracked. You can't fault me for what the next man saying out of his mouth. Nigga, I'm a journalist.
But here's the kicker.
If he don't agree with that, he got to separate himself.
Yo, no. But here's the thing.
Hold up, see, he was supposed to have dubbed it on this episode while it was still filming. He wasn't supposed to motherfucking wait till that shit hit.
No. But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that.
That's because it's on Diddy Revolt channel and all that. So, but no, you supposed to be this. You supposed to keep it 100. Like I listen to rap 100. He had some shit, right? He was saying, Nori, like you a stand-up nigga this whole time. You the real right? You supposed to be the real nigga, right? How you let them make you backtrack on what you saying? Like that platform is your platform, right? Like if I can't get mad at what you saying, my nigga.
He sold it.
Your opinion is your opinion.
ain't got that Bacardi shine behind you. So when you got relationships, brother, you got facades to your relationships. Shit is real, and it's not like your kids that shit is fake now that you backpacking. But now you got your kids to think about. You gotta be.
You gotta secure the bag, baby.
You can't just be real nigga in it all through your life. As we get older, we understand that shit is not reality.
Nah, that's a fact.
All right, let me jump in because I want to hit 2 points with that. So the George Floyd thing first. What he said about George Floyd was, Candace Owens showed me a different video, and they hit him. See, nobody's saying that. He said they hit him with the fentanyl and then put his knee on the neck. They hit him with the fentanyl. So that's what he said, but nobody's listening. Key word, they hit him with the fentanyl and then put their knee on his neck. That's what he said. But nobody hears that. So when the toxicology report came out, what was found in George Floyd's system? Fentanyl.
Now, but hold up, bro. But let's say this, hold up. See, we can't have it both ways. See, we can't believe in conspiracy on one end, but then not believe it on the other end. So if it's any conspiracy with the George Floyd thing, I can't believe no toxicology report. Because first he was shot.
Right.
It's not saying it's not valid. It's not saying it's not valid.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, again, brother, we black in the hood, like we always squeaky clean. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know what I mean? We always squeaky clean. We come from something. So, and it's easy for us to believe a conspiracy theory. And I'm not saying that those are not possible. But what I am saying is that whatever positive you can get from it, we gotta use that. And we can't get stuck on the things that might not have been 100% correct. Because in our lives, especially with a person, with a man, because, you know, we all flawed. We all flawed. You know what I'm saying? And we all come from certain circumstances that only we can understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They understand it. So they can put that shit out about all types of drugs in the motherfucking system. We can probably put a concept to it, but they can't. So we can't be the ones to be harping on that type of shit. That's all. You know what I mean?
I feel you. I'm just saying, if it's out there, you have to consider it.
No, you gotta consider it. But what I'm saying is, like, I don't want to be on the extremism side of, like, yo, now that we found out that, like, again, like we can't, like, just because we found out that Bill Cosby did what he did, we can't start taking names on buildings, man. That's all I'm saying, man. We can't do that. We can't out political ourselves and out fucking try to purity ourselves because we have no other groups. The other groups take the good with the bad.
The other groups also don't be in the public eye talking about they bad either. And I think that's an issue with us. Because they don't do that.
We gotta stop being over-purified and standing on soapboxes. That's not really, you know what I'm saying? And not
Because that's what's happening.
not valid. But what I'm saying is, like, we can't be, you know what I mean, stuck. And we gotta move on. So even Kanye West, you know what I mean? I would love to see him come out, and I'm not gonna buy another Yeezy sneaker from Adidas if Kanye West is not fucking with it. I don't give a fuck if that's on his design. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fucking with it. And I'm waiting to see what Kanye West does, and I'm wholeheartedly supporting that.
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
On the lines of what you backed up with. But you can't come to me and go to Puma now and be like, nah, we not fucking with Adidas, then wait till Puma comes over and then try
No, he's got to go and get his own. Definitely. That's the point. And I think that's the point. Could he have been done it? Yeah, he could have been went to China and got this stuff, but he also knows that these people have a lock on the game and they have a certain contacts and access that he wanted, right? if I know Balenciaga uses this factory over in Northeast Africa somewhere, I'm kind of want to get that information too, because I know that that factory has it down packed compared to a new factory that I got to deal with errors and other issues and them not making it right.
Nah, so for sure. I'm not saying as far as the factory is concerned, because again, you got to do business with the people who's doing, you know me, who's doing, like you said, that's making the factory shit. But I'm saying, you can't come to me and now you partner with another major.
Oh,
You know what I'm
got
saying?
you.
And you ain't got to be 100% black, but at least you would control your narrative. And you can't come to me 5 years later and be like, yo, I need all the lawyers to look at this paperwork.
That's a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. So the second point about Nori that nobody's talking about, which I also agree that he should not have backtracked. He should not have been out here apologizing, because if you watched it, there was a disclaimer put up on that episode before it aired. If you go back and watch it, there was a disclaimer. So what we're saying now is that disclaimers don't mean ish. Because he put a disclaimer up there that said everything, that the views and blah 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 of the guests does not reflect Drink Champs or Revolt Net. Like, there was a whole disclaimer before the episode even aired. So the fact that Nori went and apologized was for what? Because that's what the point of putting a disclaimer is for.
The only reason why I don't agree with him, I agree. No, I'm not saying I don't agree with him apologizing. I don't like the fact that he apologized only because I don't think that he's genuine in the fact that if nobody would have been on your back, you would have just let that ride. I fuck with Nori. That's exactly what it is. In a lot of Nori interviews, and not even the Kanye West ones, he do a lot of like shit that I don't agree with, as far as letting motherfuckers go on rant about shit you know don't really be right or shouldn't be said on your platform, especially if your show's about bigging somebody up. So if your show's about giving flowers, you shouldn't be on there letting nobody tear down nobody.
True.
Mm-hmm.
On this platform, you can say, you know what I mean, what your version of the truth is. I'm not stopping nobody from saying their version of the truth. But at the same time, I'm not like you here and we joking and we drunk and we laughing and giggling on another motherfucker's behalf, but the show's talk about championing somebody. So where you want to do the Kanye interview? But see, nobody when motherfuckers laugh at the expense of you know what I'm saying, Mike Geronimo, ain't no backlash about it. But if you laughing at the expense of these certain groups of people, then it's backlash. So that's what I don't agree with. You should have been apologizing about a lot of shit motherfuckers came on there and just said about this shit. You know what I'm saying? You should apologize about the shit that Erdogary was saying about Ashanti, just for the fact that he was a black woman.
Facts. Hell of a point right there.
You feel what I'm saying? That's why I don't agree with him. You know what I'm saying? Not apologizing. You know what I'm saying? You apologize now that the people got on your back, but it was all laughs and giggles when this motherfucker was just going off about a black woman. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all sitting back smoking blunts and laughing.
Shit that happened years ago. Facts. Because like you said though, and the backlash behind that.
Exactly. So
everybody let that ride. And see, that's the thing that I was talking about with us as a whole. We let certain shit slide and then we want to...
And think it's funny as a joke, ha ha ha. Because it's us.
Yeah. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, we hear you now.
I would like to say, right, the brother made a valid point, right? You know what I'm saying? And culture-wise, right? I think we get caught up in the norm of, yo, fuck this beat, da-da-da. But when it comes to other culturally people, it becomes now sometimes racial perspective, you know what I'm saying? You know, when it attack, like the brother was saying, Kanye, yeah, I'm supporting him. You know what I'm saying? I'm supporting him. But you know what they did, you know what I'm saying? They don't think everybody like weird, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad perspective, I look at it like this, what they did right now is gave Kanye a chance to be a trillionaire. You know what I'm saying? Because every black kid in the hood and every black kid in the hood will support him. Every white urban kid who's in the hood or suburbs still gonna support Kanye regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all okay? Come on, man. No.
Yeah, we hear you. I got you.
No.
So, you know, on that aspect that I think they just gave him a bigger platform. And, you know, in this day, as we all know, back then, controversy do sell. You know what I'm saying? I think we just love being controversial with us when it comes to other circumstances of nature or people. Now it become more like a political thing. You know what I'm saying? Touching on a Jew. Kanye, I watched the interview. He was saying, yo, he a Jew before he walked out of that news report.
Nah, because they're all black Jews.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So why nobody talking about that? The point of him saying he's a Jew. He said it on Chain Champ. Even though
Yo.
his ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they tag the people who don't really got long money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all get out.
West, he was saying that, yo, like Tupac said, Tupac told him, yo, get your money up, then you go to war. So he said, I'm ready for war. So whatever they gonna do, I got the money to do it too. He said, he dropped the Jew. He said, I played the system. I did what they had to tell me to do. Now I'm not in that system. So F them, I do what the hell I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So he said I'm 11 billion strong.
But now they say that he lost that. They saying that he lost that money now, though. They saying that he's not a billionaire no more, though.
But at the same time, he still got that in capital, meaning he still got the people behind him. Because with all this controversy, that's capital.
Yeah.
This is what he gonna do with it. How we gonna turn it into capital? You know what I mean?
It is like I said, man. They just open a door for this man to be a trillionaire. Walk what words? Kanye West will become a trillionaire. He become a trillionaire. First black trillionaire we gonna witness in our lifetime.
And
I think Kanye is this mad scientist. You heard?
Hold on now. Millie got something to say too on top of that. Go ahead, Millie.
yeah, so it's funny because earlier I mentioned what they call the East African Jews. They call them Beta Israel, like the Ethiopians and stuff like that. And so I had a conversation recently with in a forum with a Caucasian woman who identifies as being Jewish person, and I presented that question, and she was very defensive. And then I said, well, in the world that we live in today, where you can identify as whatever you want to be, because this is the world we live in today, right? If I say, hey, I wake up today and say, hey, I want to be whatever, people have to accept that, right? This is the world we live in. And I said to her, so in the world that we champion people to identify and be whatever they want to be, if you want to be an XYZ, call yourself he, she, them, they, whatever, why can't Kanye say he's a Jew? And her reply to me was, oh, because he's a Christian. And like I said earlier, they feel, let me finish, brother. Let me finish my point. And they feel that if as a black person, you say that you are a Jew, then you are speaking black Hebrew Israelite rhetoric. That's what they say.
But at the same time, brother, we all know that the people who conceal the truth know the truth. So at the same time, the people who defensive about those questions and all of that, they know you more on to something than you talking rhetoric. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So as far as him calling himself a Jew and being a Christian, or even with all the religious things, they all cousins. So you know what I mean. On all three religions, it's not so much separating. You understand what I'm saying? So him calling himself as Jew, I don't have no problem with that. If you read the Bible, you fight
But they do. They have an issue with that. They have an issue with that.
But no, of course, because again, the people who conceal the truth can't conceal the truth unless you know the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? So that's just another thing. But as far as this Kanye West, you could be a mad genius. You know what I'm saying? You could be all of that, but also know that that's a thin line between genius and insanity. So as people, we got to know what on what side of the line we on. Are we going to be on the genius side or on the insanity side?
Well, I think, he said that his father told him that he needs to learn to articulate himself better. And he said it himself in that interview that he has a hard time sometimes articulating himself. And this is the issues we have when you have a person who has a hard time articulating their thoughts, right? Because he's probably thinking about so many different things. Not everybody's good at that. And he used a good example. He said, and when he talked about in the interview, he talked about Moses. Moses had a speech impediment, so Aaron, his brother who could speak, was his speaking voice.
Now I feel you, and I feel you with a lot of things that came about. A lot of things did come across the wrong way, but at the same time, I think he played into that because everything that need to be said sometimes don't gotta be said. Now you can always speak the truth or your version of it, but you don't gotta be so. It's also how you say things.
Oh, most definitely, and that plays an important to being articulate. If you are not a person to be articulate,
as brothers, we got to hold each other accountable. Maybe not on Front Street, definitely not on Front Street, but definitely behind the scenes.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
and that.
So again, I'm gonna show a lot of support in everything, and I'm not going to go up in arms and everything, but I'm gonna watch and see what he do. And the things that
like
I
I
think
said,
is
that's
true
what
that he's saying is right.
we just gotta watch it play out.
And I really think that's just what it is like us seeing. But I think like if you're a person, especially like today's generation who dwells and lives in these social media spaces, it's always a lot of emotion put into this thing, right? Where people are literally going up. Like I watched it. Like I went on Instagram, was scrolling down Talib Kweli. They're calling this man a Hitler and a Nazi. Like Charlemagne the God literally called the brother a Nazi. Talib Kweli, who we know him and Kanye got issues, is up there. Oh, he's calling him all kinds of names and stuff. And then it is not just them. It's a whole bunch of other black, if you want to call them celebrities or people in entertainment and stuff, who are going in on the brother and they're not even talking about the stuff that he talked about, especially in regards to how there's so much deaf music right now and hip hop music, right? That all that nobody's talking about that.
Now nobody talking about that. You 100% right. But see, you gotta understand too, brother, that I see, and not to say that if the coin was on the other side, we'd be having a different discussion. But you gotta understand that a lot of them people, not everybody, but most of the people that name people like the Charlemagne's and Talib Kweli's, they're also got an interest that's just like right now that we talking about it. You know what I mean? But we don't got a diamond in the fight. Well, we got a diamond in the fight as far as our people concerned, and that's why we discussing it. So it's just straight out of our love or what we for our people or the culture, so to speak. But they also got a corporate entity behind them, and so on the other side of that coin, it's if you against Kanye and you calling him an anti-Semite, which that's almost impossible for a black man to be anti-Semite.
Yo, That was hijack, brother. I did research and straight hijack of a word. Straight hijack.
But at the same time, there's money in that for them and their sponsorships and what they gonna get out of that. So the Charlemagnes of the world, they if especially like the Charlemagnes of the world, if the view ain't coming from them, then it's a problem. Because if he was on that tip, then that would, you know what I mean? Then that would be it. But because they're not saying it, then it's a problem because Kanye's saying it. And also Kanye has pissed these people off personally in the past. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of axe grind in there too.
Yeah.
You know what I call them?
That's why they're against them.
You know what I say about them dudes? I said, those are the sellout niggas. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas had beef, standing back and they, all right, we could put our shit together, you know what I'm saying? Put our differences aside. But now we're going to stand with them, you know what I'm saying? You could have agreed to disagreement, because we had disagreement today. That don't means I'm going to go with solve the enemy, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You heard?
True.
Exactly.
Okay. So, that's why I call, sometimes things are villain to show you who's who in a time or who really got your best interest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the brother call you out. Yeah, he had beef with Quali, Charlemagne. He just want to be heard. He mad. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be having secret hatred towards a motherfucker. But the question is, motherfucker need to ask them, what did he say wrong? What did Kanye really say wrong? You know what I'm saying? Y'all dick riding him. Y'all want to belittle him.
It's just a bunch of guys that's
cutting the check. Kanye cut his own check. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He take the nation in what it is. Like he said, if he died today or tomorrow, what about his kids? You know what I'm saying? They gotta be told what to say, told what to do. You know what I'm saying? And every Jewish thing, they cousin, uncle, mother, father owns this, owns that, owns this. That's what they keep going on. You don't see Jews going against you. That's rare. You know what I'm saying? But if they do, they have you up and nip that shit in the butt.
You're not gonna see that.
Right.
You're not.
That's that right there. That right there. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna know.
You're gonna always see us black people at each other next. You ain't gonna see Jews and them beefing. You don't know when they beef. They keep that shit in-house because they know how to get money together. They could not like each other and still go buy a whole fucking building together.
But at the same time, I agree, but it's not that we not supposed to go against each other. Well, we're not supposed to vehemently go against each other. You know what I mean? Because other groups have disagreements and there's partnerships that dissolve.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Category, but it's the way we have we more have a problem with problem resolution.
But what I'm saying though, see, it's not publicized.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Our shit is always publicized. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why we have a problem with resolving our issues. We publicize it. We know what I mean. We know what I mean. We say bad things that for you know what I mean, for the sake of nothing, that really hurt people, hurt each other. You know what I mean. Where we could probably talk about it. So it's a way where we resolve our issues, because everybody got issues with one another. It's just that we seem to just again go at each other with such height.
Go to the extreme.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just having a disagreement and agree to disagree, like the brother said. It don't mean that we can't have dinner tomorrow.
Facts.
Let's just say, that was proven, this week when my friend and the lady who we was having a discussion with, she blocked him. Straight up. I want to talk to you. I want to see you. And then she tried to, put him out there like, oh, you this and that. And he's like, yo, I just asked a question. But I feel like it goes back to, even with that, and they don't want to talk about that, is how they themselves have white supremacist views.
What about his kids and right out in public. You know what I'm saying? Snatched his kids, but nobody ain't say nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
Who are you speaking on, Knowledge? You speak on
Kanye West, when they snatched his Kim Kardashian and him and they snatched his child. You know what I'm saying? Kim and them right in public with the lady the nanny. He had a problem with. You know what I'm saying? But nobody speaks on that.
Yeah, nobody speaks on that one.
He's like, yo, why nobody ain't come to my aid?
Because those are the people. Those are the people that he was trying to explain to us about on Drink Champs. Those are the ones that control the media.
But see, but that's why he got to stay off the internet though, because that's
the only way. That's the only way he can be. Hold on, see. Hold on,
and don't put that shit on camera because at the same time you signed up for that.
But see, sometimes everything ain't good to be on camera and everything. Correct, I agree with you.
Because that's what they're gonna use.
Sometimes this right here is the only thing that. This is the reason why we know so much these days.
No, but what I'm saying, everybody with kids know that. If you know me, any man with kids, or not any man, but most men kids know. You go through it with your baby mother sometimes. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, you know what I mean. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times in those situations, it's the shit that you did behind the scenes that got you out of that. Not all of the rah-rah shit, arguing and all that shit. It's the shit that you had to man up and had to do. Whatever they wanted. But all of that, bringing that to the public is only going to use the kids.
Oh, most definitely.
Definitely. I call the internet. It's a different occurrence.
But I think that's why. I think that's why he is on the internet and doing these interviews and talking to these people, is because guess what? Piers Morgan's interview is not down. Chris Cuomo's interview is not down. Those interviews are up. The one he did with Fox is up. But all the interviews he did with black media outlets are taken down. Because it's just the same reason why what's the brother's name? Orlando what's his name, man? Orlando Jones. In the same sense, how I look at it, why Orlando Jones was removed from being in American Gods. The creator of American Gods told Orlando Jones that his Mr. Anansi character dialogue was not good because he feared it would rile up the black viewership. And I feel like Kanye being on these black media outlets speaking the way he speaks puts fear in these people, because he's talking and he said it. I don't have anyone around me that's helping me. They're all trying to muzzle me.
No, but I agree with you. And that'll get his ass Britney's kid. So he playing into the hands of that shit. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Get your ass off these cameras and stop talking like that, so these motherfuckers won't start trying to paint you crazy and then bring that shit into the court of law and then they fuck you over. You know what I mean? Because we've seen the shit happen.
Can I say this real quick? Everybody watching who just tune in into the podcast of Black Visionary, press the like button. Please share. You know what I'm saying? That's me, bro.
That's what's up.
Word. Definitely. It costs nothing, man. So
like this hit it. This do something. At least we know it's some type of feedback. You know what I'm saying? You get exclusive information on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? This to how to top it out about Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yo, what's up, y'all? I don't know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you,
What up,
bro.
Ryan? What up, y'all? How y'all doing?
It's
I'm on my
good.
way to work. I'm just tuning in right now, trying to support my man. I'm running to work right now. I just wanted to get in a few minutes. I'm listening to y'all talk though. I'm a chime in. How y'all doing? I'm gonna introduce myself. I'm Mel. What's up, y'all?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
All right, peace to the room.
Now, but I mean, cause you just jumped in, and the conversation right now, we on Kanye West.
Oh
So
shit.
what you feel about the situation with?
Yo.
What you feel about Ye?
Right now, my views on Ye, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't really been paying too much attention. But from what I've heard you guys say, it was what I have heard a little bit that I do know. Kanye, I don't think he's crazy. I think he's what's the word?
Calculated?
I don't feel,
calculated
to a degree, yes. I feel like he's speaking what's on everyone's mind at one point, and he's seeing things that we don't see, and he knows things that we don't know. So I don't really try to be too judgmental when it comes to Kanye. Plus, he's sitting on a certain amount of money that we not sitting on. It's like a whole nother world. You know, I really don't know how to. Yeah, so it's like that, and that means a lot. So I mean, we could speculate, but he's the only one I hear speaking on what we already knew. You know, as far as with the Jewish thing and the lack of support but I feel like also as a people, we done been conned and cooned so much, we really don't know how to take him. We don't know if he's taking us for a ride. You know, we don't know if it's
That's
real
a
shit.
very good point.
Yeah, we don't know if he's taking us for a ride because we always getting bamboozled. You know, he's done things in the past that had us like, nah, we ain't fucking with him. Then he comes back. So I feel like we really need to focus more on what he's really doing for us, not what's really going on with him, if that makes sense. Like, I'm more about doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Is Kanye out in Bed-Stuy putting shit together? Is he really helping us on grassroots, ground level shit? That's really what matters, bro. Like, in my opinion. Like, he's in a whole nother world, and I feel like he's asking the regular folks for help. You know, like the people who ain't where he at. He only tell us what's going on. I'm not there. You know, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not in that world. And he went and married Kim Kardashian, bro. Like, whoa. Like, wait a minute. Like, it was conversations about that. On some man shit, if he is being taken advantage of, you know, to what degree are you really being taken advantage? I don't know. So it's like I'm at a learning point because it's like he's bringing his world to us, and it's kind of hard for me to speak on it. Like, I really don't know enough. I feel like, you know, I could get emotional and speak on, he a black man, but you know how that go. We all, you know, that's, you know, it's his mindset. I'm trying to figure out his ideas and what he got going on for the common folk. I'm a common nigga, man. I'm out here. I'm in the street. I'm not in the billionaire world. I don't know. You know, I'm there with it. Like, I don't want to get all emotional about no rich nigga shit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. For real.
You know?
I say this to you, bro. You got a strong point of view there, right? And I agree on what you were saying, right? But here's the flip side.
Yeah.
He was telling to those who don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who might be coming to that exploring into that possibility. And this is the fuckery what you might have to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Being, you know, see, it's like nobody teaches about financial gain and financial structure about that and all. You know what I'm saying? Because we so much learn while we hustling, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be a jack of trade, but you know, things of that nature. You know? So when I'm saying to this, what I'm saying to you, when we begin to explode, some of us get into higher brackets of money, and we be counting people. Well, now we begin to see who really for us and who really against us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Hello?
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you, bro. I'm listening. I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
You know, I think, going through them type of path of growing, you know what I'm saying? Whether you growing in business, whether you growing in entertainment or sports, whatever, sports is still part of entertainment. Whatever you trying to do, you still gotta encounter people who's in power to be, who, cause if I know Big and I know Twosignmilli, those are my cousins, right? Or my brothers, right?
Right.
And you and the other brother is trying to come in and do business. We got the market cornered. So you either gonna play by our rules or you not gonna be nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is when the fight comes on a higher level and revealed to a lower level. What you don't see, that don't mean it's not happening. Because he spoke about certain things, like the vaccine. They trying to force the vaccine out here on people, and which they come now with a new virus that is like a RVS.
Oh, and they had to hire everybody back and give them their back pay.
Hold on, Knowledge. Hold on, Knowledge. Say that again, Millie. I didn't hear you.
I said, and if you guys didn't see that news article, the New York State Supreme Court told the employers that they had to reinstate the employees and give them their back pay because the vaccine, them being forced to take the vaccine, was unconstitutional. And then a month ago, there was a federal forum or whatever about the vaccine where they said that there was no testing done to prove if the vaccine prevented transmission. So they admitted that it was bullshit what they did.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah. I'm aware of that.
You understand what I'm saying? See, now the things are revealing, things are surfacing. Maybe Kanye reveals something that we don't publicly see as people. You know what I'm saying? When you gotta get into certain rooms and say, yo, you know what? This is what they controlling you what to do. This is what they gonna tell people to say and do, blah, 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 blah. Many of us know this. How many times we go on the news and we'll get on the news, we watch the news, and the news tell a whole fucking different story to compare to the facts of the matter. You know what I'm saying?
That's 100%.
That's what the news does.
Yeah, because you gotta look at it like this. If a person falsely accused of a crime, right? They're gonna say, oh, he's the person that did this. He did that. Look at the Central Park joggers. That, for example. You know what I'm saying? People thought at that time, oh, these motherfuckers are foul niggas. Imagine what them boys go through when they went through prison or other people. You know what I'm saying? It's so many ways, the diameter layer of fighting the system. What we see on a lower level, we think is all right. Once we get out of the lower level, we start getting to the higher level. Oh, we don't have to deal with that. That's bullshit. They go to reality checks. You know what I'm saying? So
I agree, but I be trying to figure out was he always righteous with his thoughts, or he just got in his feelings and then started revealing shit? Did he always?
If you listen to his music, though, he's always been saying it.
I feel like he was always like that, Mel, but now he just got enough money. He got to where he don't really need them people no more, man. I feel like he been on that time.
So that's remain to be seen. That could be a point.
Listen to his music. Listen to his music. Go back and listen to his music from day one all the way through, and listen carefully. And you will find the breadcrumbs on the trail.
But like the brother said, we've been bamboozled so many times. We on the fence and we waiting to see.
But here's the kicker to that, right? if we keep passing people over, right, we will never get to where we want to be. We will never have another leader. Never. Never. We will never get there.
Just being cautious, just it's like damn, bro, we fuck with you, but
Most definitely. Most definitely. But I think what's different now is it's not about us following him. Hold on, knowledge. I don't think it's about us necessarily putting him and making him that person. But what I'm saying is we need to start listening to the messages that the people that come from our community who have ventured out and have sat in these areas, what they tell us. We might not be able to go where they go or do what they do or whatever the case may be, but please believe they're telling us something.
Nah, you gotta always take the good over the bad, that's for sure. And you gotta get the truth out from anybody.
You know, they are definitely telling us something. And I, for one, to some degree of what he's talking about, and why I kind of stand with him, is because I've been out into this world. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a former service person, I've traveled to the other side of this planet. And I seen and know what it is to be a black man, to walk the streets and to walk this earth outside of these United States. And it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game.
Shit, we go through Alabama. You find out it's so different. They start looking at you. You go up to by Attica. You don't belong here, nigga. It's not getting red.
I think the biggest thing, and what I always tell everybody, especially when I came back, travel.
I think that's a big plus. I think that's what
Travel.
don't leave. I think that's a big thing. You should travel more. And
That-
see the world outside of America.
You must see the world, man. It's bigger than here.
Yeah. Because depending on where you are, the perception of who you are changes. Because you'll go to some places, right, and they know us. Like, oh, they know for sure this person is American. But I'm going to tell y'all a story. When I was in the Middle East, I was in a souk, gold souk, to look for some jewelry. There was a little Arab kid who walked in the store. And he saw me. He didn't say to me, he didn't say to his mother, he saw me, his eyes got big, and he turned around and he said to his mother, Mommy, look, an African. He didn't say American. He said, Mommy, look, an African. Wow. And the dude in the store, face got red because he had to try to explain to this kid that I'm an African, but I'm not an African. So even the dude's trying to explain to the kid, he's stuttering. He's like, nah, he's not. But he didn't want to disrespect me because he knew my ancestry from how I look. And he was like, so that was a whole. So the lady grabbed the son and left out the store real quick because the dude looked at her like, yo, get him out of here. Turn around that same night, I met an Ethiopian woman inside the hotel I was staying at. And me and her had a conversation. And she asked me, she said, where your ancestors from? I said, Africa. She said, you are African then. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. What do you say to that? What do you say to that? What do you say to that? Yeah. What do you say to that? So that means that, our people need to travel. Yeah, that means that our people need to get up out of here and we need to get out in this world.
Definitely.
Because the respect that we are trying to get and the respect that we fighting for, yeah, people say, oh, stay. I'm not saying for people like, yo, leave or whatever, like whatever. But the respect that we are looking for and the respect that we are requiring is not here. It's not here.
I can agree with that too.
Let me ask y'all brothers something real quick, right?
Yeah, because we're about to wrap up soon. We're about to wrap up. So go ahead, ask your question, Knowledge.
All right. What do you consider when you just stand for something and fall for nothing? When you know when to fold and when not to fold, or should I say when to stand and when to fold? The cause.
Wait, what? Say that again. When do you?
Repeat that.
I'm gonna repeat this, right? The question is, it said, right? Stand for something, fall for nothing, right? When you know when to stand and when to fold your cause, or when to fold your cause, or when to stand, whichever way you want to deal with it.
Now you always stand for some.
Nah, you always supposed to stand on your pivot.
You got
bro.
to stand. You know what I mean? You got to stand.
But the question is, what are you standing on? Because early in the conversation, I said to the other brother when I was talking to him, we got to be careful of what soapboxes we standing on. So what he's saying by that is, what is your stance that's unfallible? Because everything that you think that you stand on, because again, I don't know about y'all brothers, but you know, I'm on the other side of the clock. So things that I would have stood for 25 years ago, I ain't standing for today.
It gotta, yeah, I can understand what you're saying. Yeah, it gotta make sense to you.
Agree.
It gotta be your own principles, your own terms. It gotta make sense to you. Pretty much.
It does.
Your morals, your principles, your values.
It does, but in a way that's kind of hurtful, right? Because the other groups, they have a unified moral code where we're lacking because we're constantly saying to ourselves we're individuals.
Yeah, black people as a community don't have a code, bro. We don't have a code.
Agree with that. I would say that they lack a moral code.
Oh, they got it. Their moral code is evil. You feel what I'm saying? Even if it's evil, their moral code is like, yo, we doing evil together. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, when I was in Japan, yo, you can't get nothing in Japan. They're like, yo, this is for Japanese. What you doing? When you go to those other countries and places, that's it. We gonna stay like this. We are gonna stay in this condition, in this place, if we don't change how we operate.
And to piggyback what Mel just said, we only stand for when it goes viral. When it hits this internet, when it hits this right here, that's when everybody gotta join in and everything else. Everybody is all kumbaya together and everything. Other than that, nigga don't care about the little nigga that just got shot last week or yesterday in the project somewhere.
There we go. I feel like so-called black people don't have a code. We only come together when we in trouble. We under pressure. That's a big part. We don't have resources. A lot of these people who come over here, they attached to land. We're not attached to no land. We ain't got no allies. We don't have none of that. And I feel
I agree with that. But let me just say this though. I wouldn't say that we don't care about each other, because that's not true. That's not true. It's just the fact that we don't know how to cater for one another.
That's in some point it is true though. See,
no, but not. This is what I'm saying, Ryan. Like, in your neighborhood, where you grew up your whole life, it's not the fact that your parents or the people next door didn't care about the person getting shot outside the corner, or around the corner, or on the corner. It's just the fact that everybody's so caught up in their own thing they can't relate. So it got to be something to unify everybody to relate to that. Because your mother, you wasn't raised that your mother didn't care about somebody getting shot, because she didn't want you to get shot. But she had the most so care about you before she cared about anybody else, because of the rat world that we live in. So then it turns into, I don't care about shorty getting shot.
You know what else I feel like too? I feel like the street culture came into the household, and I feel like a lot of people can't tell the difference. When
That's
the
very
parents,
true.
I feel like that had a big impact on it. When the street culture started coming into the house, that had a lot to do with it. People can't tell the difference anymore, and a lot of shit just turned ratchet. Everything starts from the home. If you start from the home, then you go to the neighbors, then you build a community in the neighborhood. That's how this shit go. It's no real black communities, bro. You go into a black community, everybody else got a piece of our shit. They selling to you. We don't have that. We only have neighborhoods. We don't got no real communities.
Now,
That's a big
that's
issue.
very true.
So it's real easy not to say, like you said, it's not that I don't care, but it's real easy not to deal with a person who's not doing what you're doing because you see them as a problem. We see each other as a problem because everybody who tends to hurt you look like you, so you tend to stay away and don't want to deal with. But a lot of that shit has to do with home training and actually talking to each other. Good morning, how you doing? What's going on, bro? What's on your mind today? Simple shit like that. Simple words. Conversation.
Very true.
We don't talk to each other. We won't even speak to each other walking down the street.
Hey, Big, I think that would be a good piece.
Nah, very true.
You know,
It's the simple shit. Open the door with the lady saying, excuse me. You know, shit like that. How you doing? Good morning. Simple man. That shit goes a long way. You know?
That's very
that part
true.
is missing. Yeah, bro. You know, we look at each other like a problem, and that's a real issue. Everybody white people, whoever, everybody rob people who are around them. If you poor, you don't have. Crime is around. You know, you do crime with whoever's around you. I'm not gonna go that far, but what I am gonna say is yeah. I'm not gonna go to a white neighborhood and do it when it's right here. But it's not just us. We have a whole system against us. There's a government that's been coming at us, and then you allowing everybody else to come in and push us out the way too. It's a lot of pressure. We don't have no place to vent. We don't have nobody to go to help us. You hit at a Jew or one of these Arab niggas, they can go back to Iraq. Iraq aiming missiles over here. Black people don't have that. Black Americans don't have that. We here. So it's a lot to deal with. And like you said, we don't know. I could go for that.
Earlier when he first got in, we suspicious of one another because again, like you said, even the other groups. So even like talk about the Jews, you could go to the synagogue to get food. You know what I'm saying? You go to the mosque. So even our churches, sometimes the institutions that were supposed to help us turned against us.
Yeah. But that has a lot to do because they government funded too. You know, a lot of these churches, they don't own them shit. They getting government grants and shit. You know how it goes, bro. Like this.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So they taking the money and they running with it. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? We don't have the youth, so we don't have, like you said, no way to come to in a lot of places that we thought we could listen to. So turn against us.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, gentlemen, everyone. We definitely starting to walk down into a different path, but we gotta wrap this up. I think that this part of this conversation will be great for our next time and go into extended talk of how we can create a real black community. I think there's been some good ideas and talks, and I think we should expand more on it for the next time. So we're gonna put this out there and really
We're definitely gonna do this again.
and do this. Yeah, do this, man. Like you guys definitely should come back, and we're gonna discuss that. How can we build?
We might be coming with some solutions, and we already and you know what I mean. We discussed the problem. Now we start to come up with some solutions.
How can we start? Because I think you got to start with a seed, right? You got to start with a seed for the tree to grow.
That's all it takes, brother.
You got to start with the seed. So look, everyone, I appreciate everybody stopping in. For those of you who's going to view this, like, share, comment, get us in the algorithm, get more people on. We appreciate everyone who supporting the Black Vigilant Podcast. We're going to definitely grow this thing and make it happen. Big, you got anything? Yo, let's make it happen.